Spurs fans, Parlour Hotspur hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. Here I am, Coogee Beach, Pacific Ocean, but it's a bit windy. I thought I'd show you the water before I go and sit next to a brick wall or someone boring over there. See you in a second. Here we go, not so salubrious, but well, you can't have it all. You can't help nature. And I don't know about you folks out there, but I am absolutely loving being a Spurs fan at the moment. Not only we got the spirit of togetherness, a fantastic manager, a fantastic team, but everyone else out there is still writing us off. And I don't come at this from a point of view of like injustice, because ultimately I don't care what football fans of any other team say. You know, I always have to put up with, oh, you never win anything. Well, why do you care? Why don't you just enjoy your own team? So whatever their opinions are don't matter to me. In fact, I kind of like it, because remember at the beginning of the season, people were saying, oh, this Ange ball, which is just football, mate, it's just football. This Ange ball, this all-out full frontal assault on the senses, on the football senses of the purveying public, they're going to get found out. They're going to get found out, aren't they? You can't play football like that. It's like Strictly Ballroom, no new steps. Australian film, if you don't know. Good film, actually. No new steps. That's not how you play football. We, the football establishment, have dictated, blah, 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 bleeding experts. They're going to get found out. You can't play that naive style and get away with it. And what happened? Well, we played one of those teams that apparently are one of the best in the Premier League. I mean, so I've heard. So I've heard. Arsenal, you know, came close to getting the league title last night. Close but no cigar, I might add. And Tottenham, we stuck to our style of football. Our risky, can't play that, you're nuts. You're nuts for trying to go out and score goals all the time. You can't do that. We did that against one of the fancy teams in the Premier League, Arsenal, from Plumstead. And we drew 2-2. So, that being the case, what's the narrative in the footballing media world turn to now? Well, they can't say they were wrong, of course. You can't say you were wrong and that attacking total football is a legitimate way to be successful. No. It can't be that Tottenham were any good. There must have been something wrong with Arsenal. Maybe there was. What's wrong with Arsenal? That must be it. Yeah. So now we're hearing the likes of, probably Darren Bent. I saw Ray Parlour asking, why has Arsenal got so many injuries? What, they didn't have 6 or 7 players injured back in my day. As a side note, out of all the Arsenal players, I don't actually mind Ray Parlour. He seems quite likeable. I hate saying this because I hated him when he was a player. I absolutely detested him. Mick Hucknall. And it was a little while ago, and I had Talk Sport on in the background, and I heard this guy on Talk Sport, and I thought, oh, this guy seems all right. He's talking sense. I can't remember the topic. And you imagine my horror when I looked at it, and it's like, what? Ray Parlour? A little bit of me died inside. It's like, oh no, Ray Parlour's actually, he's sort of all right, isn't he? So at least Ray was the one of the milder ones. But of course, no, everyone's scratching their heads. C'est impossible that Le Tottenham Hotspur could be victorious. So something must be wrong with Arsenal. Where did they go wrong? Well, of course, they didn't take their chances, did they? Gary Neville, I watched a bit of his podcast before. I got a bit of heartburn for some reason, a bit of bile. Something kept on repeating on me. It must have been a bad kebab. It couldn't have been Gary. And again, his whole thing was, it wasn't that Tottenham were good. It was, well, you know, Arsenal need a striker, don't they? They need a number 9. Because look at Jesus. He had a sitter when he nicked it off Madison, and he didn't get it. A proper number 9. See, a proper number 9 in those circumstances would have put the ball away, although he doesn't talk with a posh accent. Hey, proper number 9 would have scored in those circumstances, wouldn't it? You know, and it's amazing how I don't know how much more these people can backtrack. It's funny watching it. Like, as I said, I'm not put out, I'm not offended or anything like that. I'm just sitting there with a bag of popcorn, enjoying it all, waiting. You know, it's a bit like the Leicester City phenomena, isn't it? You know, when's the bubble going to burst? I'm really looking forward to hearing that phrase being first used about Tottenham. When's the bubble going to burst? Because Brian Clough used that in when Nottingham Forest newly promoted to Division 1 from Division 2, and they started just winning everything, beating everyone. And it was a thing in the press, you know, when's the Forest bubble going to burst? And he used it in his team talks before matches. Is the bubble bursting today? Bubble's not bursting today, lads. You know, I think that's what these people forget. This is incredible good motivation for our team and our lads, that everyone keeps writing us off. Everyone doesn't understand how we can keep winning. And now we've played someone apparently good. It didn't look that good, really. We knackered them both physically and mentally, and like I said, probably spiritually as well. They're probably questioning the whole meaning of their existences after that shellacking that they got. You know, when's the bubble going to burst, man? There must be something about Tottenham, something mysterious that just makes all these really good teams play badly. But what they're forgetting is we've got something that a lot of teams don't have at the moment. We've got a bit of spirit. We've got good leadership. When you hear guys like James Madison come out and just nail that Spursy tag to the wall, he said, "You'll never see us bottling anything ever again." I think that's a great thing for Madders to say. I've been so impressed with that guy, so impressed with all the team. I can't fault any of them at the moment, you know. And why would I, you know? But for him to come out and say that, he's not saying we're never gonna lose, but it won't be for want of trying. It won't be for want of trying to play our football the way that Ange and the team. You know, it's not just Ange that wants to play this team. You can see the players on the pitch. They love playing this way of football. So we might come up against an opponent that outplays us or is better, but we're never going to bottle it again. But when you look at the team that the starting lineup against Arsenal on the weekend, only 2 players remained from the same fixture last year, which is Heung-min Son and Cudi Romero. So, you know, we've had a hell of a clear out, almost by stealth. I mean, I forgot how many players we bought in the window, but I suppose the likes of Basuma and Sarr have also come in and added. Overlooked gems we've had. So a mixture of those and a whole flush of new blood that are itching to play this new style of football is just standing us in good stead. So, you know, keep it up, man. I hope we beat Liverpool 30-0 on the weekend. And they'll be saying, "Oh, qu'est-ce que c'est, le Liverpool? C'est merde." And they won't understand it, will they? They'll still, you can guarantee it, if we have another good game and beat Liverpool, it'll be something like, I don't know, Tottenham has, you know, got a great atmosphere at home, or Liverpool struggling to travel well. Maybe they've got injuries or something like it. No one wants to come out and say, "You know what, I actually quite fancy that Tottenham Hotspur." Meanwhile, there's a lot of football fans out there from other clubs that are enjoying watching Tottenham, which is great. You know, if you like good football, don't mind watching Spurs. It probably ain't going to get too much press coverage over here. All this, it's got a little bit the London derby, but don't forget, people don't like soccer over here. Well, the ruling born to rule classes anyway. You know, the private school boys, they all care about rugby union. It's apparent Australia should just stop playing rugby union, isn't it? After getting a shellacking from Wales, no one here apart from the rich old toffs love it. You know, and I tell you what, if you meet a private school boy that's like 50 years old now and they played rugby for their school, they still go on about it like, oh, really, your lordship? So, you know, that's what they're all on about here. Australia's disgrace in the Rugby World Cup. Eddie Jones. Oh, Eddie Jones is taking responsibility. Yeah, of course he is. He's just going to bugger off and work for Japan. I'm sure he's gutted. So no, soccer ain't going to catch on fire here. Maybe when we start winning stuff, people start taking note. But overlooked by Australia, overlooked by England, overlooked by the soccering world, football world. I say soccer. I say football sometimes as well. And if you're of my age, you'd have been saying soccer in England too in the 70s and 80s. So don't you poo-poo me. So it's a great place. We're sneaking in under the radar. But we all know, don't we? As Spurs fans, we've been watching it. We've been watching every game. And if you're like me, I've been enjoying every minute. Every minute. It's been absolutely scintillating champagne football. And if people don't want to admit that we're good, that's fine, man. It's going to make victory just maybe a little bit. I mean, victory's always sweet, but just a little bit sweeter. Anyway, folks, peace and love, man. Peace and love, and come on, you Spurs.